The question that you have is, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm off balance or I'm crooked. What do I need to address to get to the point where I'm perfectly straight? Nothing is the answer. This is the chiropractic answer. The reason you are off balance, if you're standing straight and you're still off balance, that's your body's natural posture at that particular moment. So the question comes is, how do I straighten myself out? Well, when you look at this in a very cute situation and somebody's like this, well, you could do a few things to straighten them out. You could just kind of pull them this way and kind of stretch out. They can try to do it themselves, but it would cause a lot of pain to do that. Their body's putting them in this challenging position because a nerve is being pinched off and the body's just compensating. So these things, when they're like this, these are compensations, okay? So your body is responding to what's going on in the spine. So if you have a subluxation, it's going to cause an abnormal muscle contraction. And for you, normal may be this. You may not have any subluxations. You may have a leg length differential. You may have a vertebrae that's not particularly perfect. Instead of being perfectly square, it may be a little bit off. All that stuff is irrelevant. You cannot do anything to change your posture. Yes, you could sit there and think about it like this and try to stand like that, but as soon as I ask you a question, you're going to forget and go right back to normal. So there's nothing you can do voluntary for that. See, there's this thing in chiropractic we have called a limitation of matter, and that's one of our principles in chiropractic. And what that means is, if you cut off your finger, it doesn't matter how good the nerve supply is there. It doesn't matter how good your nutrition is there. It doesn't matter how good your thought process is there. The finger is not going to grow back, okay? You may have the healthiest nub ever because you're getting good nerve supply, you're eating well, you're thinking well, but the finger ain't going to grow back. It's the same thing with the spine, especially as you get older and degeneration starts to set in. So the body has to adapt to all these things, including the limitation of matter, okay? So I understand a lot of these things that we go over in here are very hard to accept because people come in, I'm hurting, I'm getting adjusted, but I'm not feeling better yet. What can I do? And I'm like, stop doing dumb stuff. Don't interfere with it. Stop sitting. Go take a walk. Go move. Don't stretch. So I'm going over to do things that cause the least amount of damage. Okay? My concern is not straightening you up. The concern is getting the pressure off the nerves. When the pressure is off the nerves, the body will normalize itself to whatever it's supposed to be. For instance, somebody with scoliosis, they may have no nerve pressure, but there's no way that they're going to be perfectly straight ever. The whole idea is your head directly over the pelvis? If your head is directly over the pelvis, this stuff going on in here is irrelevant. Your body's adapting as well as it can. Okay? And that's the big thing. Our only concern is how well is your body adapting to it. So even if you have scoliosis and the head's directly over the pelvis, you're doing pretty good. Now, if you have scoliosis and your head's over here and the pelvis is over here, that means your body's not adapting to the situation. There's major issues in those things. But as long as your head is directly over the pelvis, you're about as good as you can get. So don't sweat those things. Just do things that are wise for your body. Work out, do strength training, get plenty of walking, get plenty of motion into the joints. Don't stretch, move a lot. That's about as good as you can get.